We're up.
Q.
Good evening and welcome to Season 5 of Wheel to Wheel Racing, proudly sponsored by Track Racer. Tonight kicks off round 5, one of the combined Group 3 and 4 category at Dragon Trail Seaside Reverse. Tonight's a double header and we cannot wait to get the action underway. Joining me in the commentary box tonight is Begani, and on visuals we have Vintage Racer. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, mate. How are you?
Good evening.
Yeah, well, thank you. A little bit tired after my race, but all good.
How'd you go with your racing?
I got a 4th, I think, and an 8th.
That's
So the Ford struggles a bit around here, so I'm quite happy with that. It doesn't sound that good, but it was a good result for the Ford. Very happy.
Good. Yeah, it's a good result. It's a good way to start off the season.
It is.
I wish I could say the same. First race was alright. Second race, didn't really see the finish line. Sort of just pulled the pin early after a multitude of incidents. But that's not the best way to go about beginning of the season. But hopefully we can get something off into the round 2. Got qualifying kicking off now within 5 seconds. Any people you think that might top the leaderboard for qualifying, Rexy?
Oh, it's a tough one. I think, Fine Moves is going to be quick. But I dare say, watch the Audis tonight. The Audis are going to be very fast around here. So, yeah. But if I had to pick somebody, don't know. Let's say GT Zoomin in the Audi.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout. I'd probably one up you as well with the Audis and say Piper. I think it's another driver to look out for this race. He definitely has the pace. Just the cousin holding him back.
I think Piper will be really strong, and if we go to the front of the field here, we'll just go through the field. So we've got Piper in the Audi TT that comes along in that beautiful livery there. Second, we've got GT Zoomin, also in Audi TT. Footner in the beautifully painted Mercedes. Speedy Tyres also in the Mercedes. We've got Deco in the Mercedes. So it's a Mercedes 345 at the moment with a beautiful Kit Kat livery. Look at it. That is fantastic. And the boys have done an extremely good job on their liveries. Next is Pure Axle in the McLaren. Mountain Goat in the Lexus, in the Liquid Molly Lexus. Scooter 82 in another McLaren. Fine Moves in the Penrite BMW. M4, I believe.
Yep.
We have Tombo in the Ford Mustang. MPR in the Toyota 86. Now, I expect the Toyota 86 to be also strong around here tonight.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there.
Zoo is also in the Toyota 86 with the beautiful Repsol livery. And bringing up the rear is Pamac in what I think is the most beautiful car on track, the Jag. It's looking
I can also agree with you there.
British racing
also,
green.
Yeah.
So, this being a combined Group 3, Group 4 season, tonight is all about the Group 4s around Dragon Trail Seaside Reverse. So, let's see who is going to take pole.
I think it definitely will be an Audi pole position. It's the way Piper's slowly pulling out that gap on Zoom is also in an Audi. I think just shows how strong that Audi will be here during quali. Obviously during the race, they're not as overpowered compared to the other cars, just because of how the amount of tyre wear that comes into effect within these races for them. I also believe, again with the 86s, they're a really good car. It's like on rails with those things. Does lack a bit on power, but the straights here aren't long enough to really take into effect. BMW as well, another really quick car in the right hands. We've got Fine Move, he's driving one of them, so he'll be one of the guys to look out for within the quality. He can make any car look fast.
As we see the time starting to come through, and Piper with a 1:44.3, that is lightning fast. He's got that Audi on rails at the moment. Footner and the Mercedes, that's a surprise, in second spot at the moment.
It is.
And GT zooming, so it's Audi 1 and 3 at the moment with the Mercedes splitting the difference. That's a real surprise seeing the Mercedes in second at the moment, but we do know Footner is quick and can squeeze every bit of life out of that Mercedes. The Audi, it's interesting, is the only front-wheel drive car in the league too.
Yeah, it is too. So it can be a standout because of that. Obviously within the game, the front-wheel drive cars aren't really that good with getting off the line from the race start. So it is really crucial that these guys do qualify as high as they possibly can to try and minimize the downfall of the starting with those cars. So it's good to see that the Audis are really pushing hard during qualifying to try and get up as far up on the grid as possible.
Yeah, and because they are front-wheel drive, they are going to have experience a bit of tyre wear later on the race, which will bring some of the other cars back in. So if we just go back through the field here of it, looking at Pure Axle is sitting in 6th position at the moment. Just as I saw Mountain Goat in 10th do a massive slide through the corner.
Got Tumbo with a 0.2 second penalty, I think, after hitting the wall coming out of the last corner. I think he's just going to cop on the chin and finish that on his last lap.
As they come through the final of qualifying, Piper still holds his lead in first, Footner still in second, GT Zooman still in third, Pure Axle fifth, Deco in sixth, Fine Move seventh, Mountain Goat eighth, Zoo in ninth, Panmac in 10th, MPR 11th, Tombo in 12th, and Speedy Tyres bringing up the rear in the Jag in 13th position.
He must have had a really bad run. He's 4.2 seconds off the pace compared to the leader and nearly 2 seconds behind the guy in front of him, so something must have happened there. Or the Jag is just not a really good car around his track. It is quite a difficult track, Dragon Trail Seaside in reverse. There's a lot of narrow corners, a lot of tricky entries and exits, and a lot of early apexes and late apexes. Just trying to make it all flow in one lap is very difficult.
So here we go. Watch for the Mercedes to get a really good start. The Mercedes is very strong off the line, so I'm expecting Footner to be into the first corner. And he's got a blinding start. So look at that, Footner first through the corner, followed by Scooter 82, Pure Axle in third, and Piper. Fine Moves. Fine Moves has done well to get from 7th to 4th, so he's had a great start. As they all come up to the bus stop, they all need to go single file through this corner. There's absolutely no room to go too wide. So let's see if they can get through here cleanly.
A bit of rubbing with Panmac and I believe that's Speedy Tyres. Yes, it is. I think Speedy coming out of the depth chicane hit the outside wall, and unfortunately for Panmac, he had nowhere to go, so he went right into the back of Speedy Tyres.
Yeah, it looks like Fine Moves picked up a penalty as well, so unlucky for Fine Moves. I didn't see what happened there. Got a bit of damage as well. Front air and front right. Possibly hitting someone coming out of the main corners. Yeah, he must have either hit the wall or clipped somebody. But other than that, it looks like everyone's got through fairly unscathed. As we head back to the front, Footner's got a nice lead at the moment. Scooter 82 in second, within draft, and Piper in third.
Got Goat looking for an outside move on I think that's Deco there. Yeah, he's tucking back inside. Not going to make that move work. Tucking right behind Deco here, trying to maximise the slipstream potential of the Lexus. I believe Lexus is a bit quicker on the straights compared to the Merc, but he's really getting in on the inside of Deco there. Wants to make it known that that he's there coming into the first corner. You're going to pull off that move. Zoomin running really wide, giving up position, a bit of contact there on the entry. I think that was with pure axle there.
Yeah, that's some good driving by Goat and Deco there. Deco took the position back from out and go. Oh, as GT Zoomin and pure axle looked like they tried to go too wide through the bus stop there.
Not going to happen.
So all they were doing was slowing themselves up and
Deco going for a full
back
send.
of the field there. So we'll just stick with the mid pack at the moment because we've got 4th through to 11th, all separated by about a second and a half.
Firemove's still got a 0.6 of a penalty to wear off. I don't know if that's still the same penalty from the first lap or whether he's worn it off and then picked up another one on this lap now, but it's going to be a problem for him if he doesn't wear off relatively soon. Yeah,
well, if he's been pushed off the track due to an incident and got the penalty for corner cutting, I think he can
race without worrying about it.
Without losing it. But as time goes on, that penalty will start wearing off.
Yep.
As this pack is really bunched up. Some quality racing here at the mid pack. Oh, as Mountain Goat runs off the track, he's done well to regather that.
Got Tombo in 10th position on the outside of Panmac, trying to tuck in behind Five Minutes in the BMW further up ahead, try and get in slipstream, try and rob it off of Panmac. I'm going to go for a really nice inside move. I think he may have bumped. He may have bumped Mountain Goat there because Mountain Goat got sent flying into the first corner.
As we go back to the front, we've got Footner, Scooter 82 and Piper all battling for first. Footner's doing a good job of keeping the McLaren at bay at the moment as per a move underneath Scooter 82. And he's stuck it. That's a really good place to overtake there under brakes, coming out of the bus stop. And as we come down through what I consider one of the trickiest sections of the track, this downhill section, you really do rely on the front end grip coming down this hill. And if your car, or as your tyres start to go off, you'll find that they'll struggle to get through there, and you might even see a few of the guys put it into the wall.
Just moving up to the top of the pack, we've got with Footnote in the Mercedes in first position. He'd managed to increase that lead from 0.4 to 0.7. At one stage it was actually almost at a full second gap to Piper, who's in second place in the Audi. He's doing pretty well so far to hold up that lead. As Piper's going to come into the pits really early, end of lap 3. Definitely for a fresh set of tyres, the Audis do need that fresh set on to still be in race quality for this race. I possibly a little bit too early for tyres. I'm not too sure. I could be wrong. I don't drive the Audi, so I could be wrong there. But I personally believe that may have been a little bit too early of a pit stop. So he might feel that towards the end of the race if he doesn't know how to really concentrate on keeping that tyre wear down to a minimum.
Yeah, well, it's a surprise pitting in the sprint race. It's only 8 laps. Most of these guys will go through without a pit stop.
Oh, Speed's catching the outside wall coming out of the bus stop.
Just see GT Zoomin and Echo fighting for third place at the moment. Yeah, so it was an unusual move by Piper to go into the pits. It is an 11-second pit stop, when you're just getting tyres, so he's got a bit of time to make up. So let's see if he'll be able to do it.
Well, I guess a good way to compare the tyres would be for the Audi to compare between Piper and Zooman. They're both in the same car, and you can see how hard you really do have to push the Audi for it to be effective with his front tyres. As that front tyres now we're already looking at nearly a quarter. As Piper's going to come stand on the inside of Zooman. I wouldn't be surprised if Zooman's going to let him go past, just because he's on the fresher tyre and he's just going to get outpaced eventually. He's going to let him move up into fifth position here and try and have a clean shot at Deco and pure axle in the Merc and the McLaren. Zooman's going to come to the pits, end of lap 4. I think that was the preferred lap to come in for the one-stopper. I guess it would be good to see between them two which one was the better strategy for the Audi boys.
Yeah, well, I think if you were going to pit, I think lap 4 would have been the lap to do it. Like I said, it's an 11-second pit stop, so you want to give yourself a few extra laps to chase the boys down. But we'll see, time will tell. We just head to the front for a moment. We've got Footner. He's opened up a 2.1 second lead over Scooter 82 and the McLaren. Both
really
Footner
nice move by Deco there. Really nice move. I don't know if the replay can catch that. Sorry to interrupt, but it was a really nice move to get an undercut there on Deco. He ended up losing that position, but a really nice, smooth piece of driving from all three of them.
Yeah, well, it didn't take Piper long to catch up to the boys, and with fresh tyres, he's certainly going to be able to make a few moves early as he goes for another one on the pure axle, and he's stuck it by the look of it. Oh no, pure axle's done well there. So as they come through into the chicane here, this chicane's quite crucial.
Spun it. Sorry to interrupt once again. He spun it. I don't believe. Possibly a bit of contact. Zooman's down into second last position, but I think that was because of the pit stop he's put in. Could be a toss-up between them two. I'm not too sure. I've just caught the rear end of it, and our MRPD horizontal to the track. See if we can get the replay on that one. I don't think we can.
As Piper goes for another move on pure axle, no, he's just going to have to sit behind him and get the toe. So it's interesting to see the tyre comparison between pure axle, who hasn't pitted, and Piper. Their tyres are almost identical. So pure axle's tyre wear is he's hardly got any tyre wear at all, which is a real surprise.
The McLaren's pretty easy going on his tyres. I think just in terms of tyre wear, it's really up there with keeping it down to a minimum. Fuel as well. With races like these where you don't have to refuel and you've got fuel depletion on, it's important to really ring out those cars and try and burn as much fuel as possible to keep the car down to with its weight.
As pure axle defends the inside line there, just trying to keep Piper at bay. Pure axle's doing an excellent job of defending. As again they come into the chicane here, it's really important to nail this section. This sets up for a nice run onto the straight. It's quite a long straight here, so if you don't get that section right, you lose too much time. As Piper pulls out of the draft. So that Audi has got a lot of straight line pace, and let's see if he can get it done on the outside of pure axle. He goes for an undercut. And
a bit of contact. I don't think it was too much.
No, I think they're all good here. They're side by side at the moment, so it's a question of who's going to pull out. It looks like pure axle's going to have to give in here. I think Piper's got right away, and he has given him the position. That's good driving and smart driving there from pure axle.
Yeah, well, it's a Div 1, boys. You expect top quality racing from these guys, and you know but again, they're all human, and they do make their mistakes. And if a mistake is done, and it's
Ooh, as Tombo and Zoo have just had a bit of a touch. It's all right. Zoo regathered and still took the position. So we've got a nice little battle heating up here between 6, 7, 8.
yeah, two very different cars between Tombo in 7th and Zoo in 6th position. Mustang's a power car. You can't really take corners compared to the Toyota, but the Toyota is absolutely gutless on the straight. It's more of a David and Goliath sort of battle right now with the on this track between them two. It's really good to see what the outcome is at the end of the race.
Yeah, the Toyota's going to be very strong coming to the end, and he's already
wants to get involved as well.
Away. So where Tombo will be doing everything he can to hold that position, you'll have somebody like Zoo in the 86.
Oh, massive moment from Tombo and Goat. Oh, and that's a really bad incident. I don't think. Oh, wow.
I missed all of that, so...
Yeah, Tombo got into the side of Goat, and unfortunately that put Goat right into the wall, and pretty much right into the side of Zoomin, who completely got shot straight into the wall, and big damage to Zoomin. I don't think that was Goat's fault, but you know it's still good to see that the young lad has redressed for Zoomin.
As we see Zoo just take 5th position from Deco. So the Toyota is very strong towards the end of the race here.
We're not putting out a massive lead now. Slowly building up that gap to nearly 3.4 seconds on Scooter, who's in the McLaren.
Yeah, it's been a solid drive from Footner. I'm not surprised that he's up there, but I am, because I didn't think the Mercedes would have the pace for this track, but Footner's been able to squeeze every bit of pace out of that Mercedes tonight, so well done Footner, good drive. I don't think he can really lose it from here. But as we go back...
Got a good battle between 9th and 10th, Speedy and Tombo.
Yeah, just
Tombo on the
that.
outside, yeah. And you're going on the outside of Speedy. Could hopefully try and beat him to the last set of corners. I think he will, but Speedy might make a move.
Yeah, Speedy's got the inside line here, but Tombo might, if he gets a good drive, may be able to use the draft and get round him for the finish here. But as we look at the finish, we've got Footner first, Scooter second, Piper in third. And I'm just watching Tombo. As the Ford got the pace, it does. He steals
very close,
9th position from Speedy Tyres.
Probably a good
well
bump
done,
between
Tombo.
them two.
As GT Zoomin puts him to the wall at the end there. So as we go through the pack, so Footner in first, Scooter 82 in second, Piper third. Well done, boys. That's a fantastic drive.
Yeah, it's unfortunate between Zoomin and Goat. I think that one's going to be for the stewards. It's a tough one to call with that one. With Goat making the aftermath contact with Zoomin, I personally think Goat had too much momentum to put the car to a halt. We're in such a tight area on the track. Just had nowhere to go, and unlucky for Zoomin. He was wrong place, wrong time, and just got sent into the wall.
Yeah, look, I don't know whose fault it was. Looks like Tombo is apologising to Mountain Goat and Fine Moves. So that may be the end of it. Otherwise, they do have the option to taking it to the stewards. So if you are interested in participating in wheel-to-wheel racing, all you need to do is head to our Facebook page and click the sign-up button. That will take you to our Discord page. So if you haven't got Discord, the Discord app, then you might need to download that as well. So we're just going to have a short break here. I think the race will start in the next 3 to 5 minutes. So yeah, so I was very surprised. No, that was a fantastic drive.
Yeah, I think both of us said we weren't. I think neither of us said that the Mercedes was going to be a car to look out for in the first race, and especially in qualifying as well. But it's good to see that Footner can make any car look quick. I do remember doing some practice laps with him that he did say that the Mercedes was a bit of a handful around this track, but it's good to see he's managed to make that thing stay at the top of the grid and keep it there for the whole race. So nice drive from him. Now he's going to be at the back of the grid, so it's even more of a test to see what that car can do and what he can do as well. Maybe make his way through the pack, and hopefully another first place for him. I think that'll be a really great race for him if he can put it through a last through his first race.
Yeah, so the second race, if our viewers are new to Wheel, is endurance race, so it'll be 16 laps. It's a reverse grid, so the boys that came first, second, third will be at the back of the pack, so they're going to have to fight their way through. So it's going to make for some very interesting racing indeed. I'm surprised at just how much tyre wear those Audis have around this track. So they may need to do a two-stop in this 16-lap race.
Oh, definitely. It's definitely a two-stopper for some of these cars here. The Audi, without a doubt, is going to be a two-stopper for them. They want to still be somewhat competitive in this race. The BMW, it can do a one-stopper. The Lexus, it's borderline a two-stopper in the right hands. I think with Goat, who's up in Division 1, who's the top of the Lexus team, I think he can make it a one-stopper, which would be really nice. The McLaren as well, I would also say it's a one-stopper. The same can be said for other cars as well. The McLaren, the Mercedes, and the Ford. The Ford is a bit of a big question mark over that one, whether it can do a one-stopper. It's pretty much the Audi TT, but with a rear-wheel drive, the Mustang, even in the GR3 class as well. Mustang's a bit heavy on his tyres. I
can tell you that it is heavy. I am driving a Mustang this season, and it is extremely fast in a straight line. But around this track, it struggles, not everywhere, but in those key areas where you rely on that front end grip, it lacks a little bit. You're getting a bit of understeer. So you'll see the Audis and the Fords, when their tyres start to go off, they'll be considerably slower through that downhill S's section. But the rest of the track, they should be fine and be able to defend.
Just having a look through the liveries here now, and there's actually some really nice, good-looking liveries here. The guys have done a really good job. Some of them aren't done by themselves. I know mine was done by Hammy to the Bone. It was, I think, was in your races, Rexy, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he was in yours actually, Hammy.
Was he?
Yeah,
oh,
in
geez,
the Div B, Div 3 tonight. So, and if you haven't watched it, you'll be able to watch the Twitch replay, because we also streamed that live on Twitch tonight. So every Sunday we stream 2 races. So tonight it's Div 1 and Div 3. So you'll be able to check out Hammy's beautiful M&M Peanut Toyota 86.
We've got the second race underway. Yeah, it's going to be really good to see here what cars are going to be getting off the line first. Like I said before, in the first race, the Audis will struggle, so they're a bit of a mobile chicane getting off the line for other drivers. As you can see, Zoom is already turning his wheel to the right, just to try and get out of everyone's way. Who's in the Audi?
With Mountain Goat on first, I know that Lexus from driving it last year. It gets off the line fairly well. The Toyota 86, they tend to bog down off the line. So I'm expecting Goat to take the whole shot into the first corner. And they're away. So it doesn't look like anyone's bogged it down too much. But as I said, Mountain Goat with a fantastic start. Takes the whole shot into the first corner with Speedy Tyres in the Mercedes in second and Tombo in the Mustang in third as they all get into single file as they approach the bus stop for the first time in this 16-lap race. Or as Speedy Tyres just gets a little bit offline into the corner, into the bus stop there and just puts it into the wall. Hasn't hurt him too much.
I think it's hurt Tombo more than it hurt him because he was right behind. And 5 moves is completely missing breaking point. Come to that tight right-hander. The redress wasn't too good. Well, luckily it wasn't that bad. Fortnite cropping some side impact there from 5 moves on the redress.
Yeah, so as we come through the bus stop, it looks like Tombo was a big loser there, going from third into fifth or sixth.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I think he was fifth.
As the cars make their way down through the S's, we've got GT Zoom and making a move on Mountain Goat, and it looks like he's going to get it done. He has. That's a nice move there by GT Zoom.
I think also a smart move by Goat to let Zoomin go past. The TT is an absolute animal on the straights, and I think Goat's just thinking probably better to just tuck him behind him and hopefully have Zoomin pull Goat away from Deco, and hopefully make it a 1-2 battle for the whole race.
As Deco moves alongside Mountain Goat there, he's actually taken the position. So he's got a beautiful drive onto that main straight and has now taken advantage of the slipstream from GT Zoomin. So it might pay for Deco to just sit behind GT Zoomin at the moment because we know that he's going to have to do a 2-stop.
Yeah, I think with regardless of how the Audi boys look after their tyres, it's going to be a 1-stop regardless, just because of how severe the tyre wear is on those cars. Whether they want to take it easy with the tyre wear or just go hard out, it's going to be a 2-stopper regardless. So I think it's probably just better to go hard out and just have the same strategy. As
all the cars come through the bus stop there, it looks like everybody's made it through clean that time as Tombo makes a move on Speedy Tyres.
Yeah, speed went a little bit wide coming out of that corner. That really hurt his exit speed. We've got Footner making a move on the outside of MRPD, who's now up into 8th. The GT86, as previously said, is a bit gutless on the straights, so light work for Footner in the Mercedes.
He's done well starting from the back of the pack, so he's already made up, what is it?
3-4 positions, math is hard for me.
Starting from 13, so what's that? I don't know. I don't want to give
it away. Oh, geez, we're both having a shocker.
We are.
But he's right up behind Piper, Speedy, and Tombo.
Yeah, Footner's on a charge here, so Tombo doing a good job in 5th at the moment, but
no!
I don't exactly know whose fault it was there, but they may have just both lost it as they've come through the corner, which is quite easy to do.
Yes.
When you come out of that chicane, the car can get unbalanced when it hits that ripple strip. So it looks like that's what happened to the two of them, but without seeing a replay, I'm only hazarding a guess.
I think just looking back at the replay now, I just looked back on the stream. I think what happened was Piper got into the wall on the exit, and that pretty much that wall is pretty close to the line coming out of that corner. So I think by Piper being there, that pretty much compromised Footner's run out of there. So he had to take an evasive action and give the car a quick jolt to the right to avoid any contact with him. And Speedy was also right up on the inside of Footner there. So probably a bit of collective work from Speedy and Piper to have that happen to Footner.
Very unlucky for Footner. But if we look at from 3rd, we've got a massive train from 3 to 11 as everybody lines up behind Tombo.
Good battle for 7th, 5th, and 7th, 6th, and 5.
Yeah, 5 moves making a move on Mountain Goat there.
Yeah.
And now he's making a move on MPR, taking the inside line.
And then Piaf's made a move on Tombo in the corner up ahead.
So pure axle on Tombo, fine moves on MPR, and also Scooter on MPR. So MPR unlucky there, losing 2 positions.
Yeah, it's rather unfortunately what happened between Speedy and Footner. I think Footner was really had his head down and just trying to get those lap times down to a minimum. But I guess on the good side now he's got some clean air. He can really set those lap times as he's now crossing with doing a 1:47.5.
Yeah, so if we just go to the front now, we've got Deco and GT Zoom, and so Deco's managed to get past GT Zoom, and as we're coming up to lap 4, I think you'll see the Audi going to the pit around lap 5 or 6. I can't see him doing 8 laps on those tyres, as he makes a beautiful move on Deco there. I don't think Deco's going to fight him too much at the moment. I think he'll just sit behind him, or he may even be given an opportunity to get a pass done down through the S's here.
The Piper's already gone to the pits. I didn't even notice. I just realised now looking at his tyres, they're pretty brand new. End of 3. Again, another interesting pit strategy there, coming in the end of 3 on such a long race.
I think he might have just been trying to get a bit of clear track.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's pretty crucial around here.
There's no point putting fresh tyres on and then getting stuck behind the field. So by pitting early, he's got clear track, and it gives him some time to just focus on putting in some quick laps and see if he can make up time that way. As GT Zooman goes into the pits. So lap 4, he's pitted a little bit earlier than I expected. So
yeah, I was thinking something around lap 6 as well. A good time to pit.
As we see Tombo and Fine Moves fighting for position.
Yeah, Scooter sticking as well on the inside of Tombo there. Backed out just before the apex.
And he's got it done. And Tombo's also got the move on Scooter there. They all come through their single file, no incidents. So we've got a few packs starting to form. We've got the 3-4-5 pack, or 3-4-5-6 pack, and the 7-8-9-10 pack. As they go 3 wide through that corner.
Wide, yeah.
So we've got Zoo, Pan Mac and Mountain Goat and GT Zooman all fighting for position.
Those up as well.
GT Zooman on fresh tyres.
Around the outside, a bit of a risky move there. You're going to make it move. You're going to make it stick. I don't.
It is. I mean, that's very risky. We know that the 286 is very fast through here and doesn't have much wear on his tyres. So, but also GT Zoomer needs to do what he can to get past these guys, because he doesn't want to use up all his rubber battling.
We've got a really good battle here between Goat and Panmac for 10th and 9th. Just a little bit behind Zuzu and Zoom.
Mountain Goat just flicking his lights there at Panmac, just giving him a hurry up. As Panmac just didn't have the right line through there, and he's handed over the position to Mountain Goat. That was a nice overtake by Mountain Goat there, seizing the opportunity.
I guess that would be a good time.
Fine Moves goes in the pit. Sorry to cut you off there, but Fine Moves into the pits.
Oh yeah. I guess that would be a good time to.
So Fine Moves may be going for a 2-stop, being that he pitted on lap 6. So
I think a 2-stopper is more the go-to option here for this race. I think a 1-stopper, you're sort of pushing the tires a little bit too far and still keeping them in race condition. Let's just see where Fortnite is at the moment. He's still in 12th position, but he's right up behind Fine Moves now, but he's come out of the pits. And we've got Piper as well who's come out of the pits, and Panmac is still on. He's still yet to pit. So Fortnite has been closing that gap. Ghost hit the wall coming out of that corner. That's going to hurt him a lot.
I don't know what happened, but Purax has got the lead from Deco. Where did Pure Axle come from? He's just
I think he was
magically appeared in first place.
Well, I'm looking at their tyre wear between Deco and Pure Axle. You can see Pure Axle is pretty much half the tyre wear at what Deco has on all four corners. So I think him just being a bit more conservative with his tyres, he's been able to make a move stick really well and have a bit of a greater overall pace compared to Deco, whose tyres are a little bit more worn.
As we go through the field here, I don't really know where to look. You've got Tombo, Scooter and MPR all battling for third position, and then if we go back from there, we've got GT Zoomin in 6th and Zoo in 7th, also battling. And then you got Fine Moves making his way back through the pack with fresh rubber. So with one lap before they start to pit, before the rest of the field start to pit, it's going to be interesting to see who's where.
You guys come to the pits, some fresh tyres, and I think a bit of fuel as well.
Who's been conserving fuel and who hasn't.
Well, Go's come out with 3/4 of a tank, so I think he's done with fuel for the rest of the race. So now he just has to worry about tyres.
And Deco's just going backwards here at the moment, which is surprising. Tombo's making a move on him. Tombo is just an outstanding driver in that Mustang at the moment. His tyres are shot. Yet he's just taken Deco in for second place. So good drive by Tombo. Go Team Mustang. I'm showing my colours here, boys.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same for Team Lexus. Obviously, it's not Mountain Goat's problem with what happened in the first race, but Lexus isn't too strong of a car around here. Like I said before, in my first race, I think I pushed a bit harder than what I probably should have finished for the first race. I wasn't expecting to finish in third, but it's something I will take home for the team. But yeah, again, the Lexus isn't too good of a car around here.
As we see Piper just take a move on for 6th position from GT Zoomin. So we have GT Zoomin, Piper and Zoo with Fine Moves trying to get onto the back of Zuzu's slipstream here.
Deco and Tombo come to the pits. Yeah, just them two. Awesome
so
tyres.
Fine Moves with fresh tyres.
Deco as well.
Pitted on lap 3 and I don't think he's been back, so he's doing well.
Will not come in as well to the pits. They threw driving into the pits at the end of that lap. Deco had a lot more fuel, so he didn't have to wait in the pit for as long.
So we'll stay with the with 4 and 5 at the moment. I think that's where the battle seems to be.
Yeah, well, if the other boys are thinking on their feet, they can pretty much get to the point where they can work together and try and slingshot each other up into a third position and try and help each other out now. We know Zoom's got slightly newer tyres compared to Piper, and I think Piper's one wide and hit the wall. That's no good.
Yep. That orange barrier, I think every one of us have hit it in practice. It is notorious. Just looking at Zuzu's tyres, I don't think he's pitted, yet he looks like he's on fresh rubber. That Toyota 86 is outstanding on tyres.
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty good car, but again, that's because it's so light on his tyres, it's so light on his feet, all to do with the curb weight of the car, and it's because it doesn't have to really deal with that much power for the rear of the wheels to do much of the work.
As we see Zoo go in.
Zuzu and MRPD
and
both
looks
on
like
the
the
pits.
rest of the field's going in. So that hands GT Zoom in the lead with Fine Moves and Piper in third. So we've got a nice little battle happening here as Fine Moves is just going to have to tuck in behind GT Zoomin to go through the bus stop. But he is all over the back of GT Zoomin at the moment and with fresh tyres. So Oh, he's just clipped the wall a bit there,
Oh,
which has
post
given
on the
Piper
inside.
the opportunity to take him on the outside. So unlucky there by
Yellow
Fire
flags up
Moves.
ahead. Oh, who's that from? Oh, MRPD's at the chicane. In 10th
MPR
position.
into the dash game.
Yeah, 12th now. Not sure if replay can catch that. Just saw yellow flags up ahead. Didn't get to see what happened. He's got engine damage, front error and front right.
Unlucky. The bus stop claims another victim.
Yeah, I personally, I think that's just down to brand new tyres coming out of the pits. Off at the start of a race.
Piper makes a move on GT Zoom and
Oh,
first
Zoom
place, and gets it done. Piper gets it. I don't know
Oh,
what
fine move
happened
onto the
there.
inside of Zoomin and
It looked like Piper GT Zoomin stepped out and Fire Moves took the opportunity. But without a replay, I can't say for sure.
I'm going to look at it right now. Yeah, Fire Move's got going a little bit too deep on the inside of Zoomin, shoving a little bit wide into the sand. No redress, actually surprising. Probably Zoomin might take that to the stewards. So yeah, within Will to Will, we do have a stewarding system. If an incident does occur and a redress doesn't happen, the victim of the incident can take it to the steward, and the stewards there can decide an outcome of the driver at fault and decide what penalty is adequate for that driver.
Yeah, it's a system that works. It's just like real racing. We use the stewards to settle any disputes. But most disputes are settled on track, and usually you would see the driver at fault back off and concede the place.
Yeah, it's a gentleman's sport within this league. We're all for good manners, and we're all a tight knit community within the league, and we all know each other really well. And I think personally, it's just more. I think it's better to do the redress, not to avoid the penalty, but just to avoid getting a bad name within the league, and it's not good when you have that. So it's just easier to do the redress, but it'd be interesting to see what happened between Zoomin and Fine Moves with that incident there. Maybe Fine Moves saw the window was open and decided to go for a move.
As he goes to make a move on Piper at the moment. So nice little battle forming here between Fine Moves and Piper. Piper's tyres are going to start getting very old here, so he's going to have to start thinking about, do I pit now? Or do I try to stay on the back of Fire Moves for another lap?
Question is, well, does he have enough fuel? And I think he's coming to the pits now. Yeah, he is. Yep.
That's wise. There's no point trying to stay out there. Fine Moves has got fresh
Zoomin
tyres.
as well coming to the pits. So the two Audis. So Zoomin was on medium tyres. That's a big surprise.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice that.
Completely missed that. So GT Zoomin on mediums.
I think he's the first ever driver to ever use medium tyres within the league across all the seasons that we've had him out to use. There's a bit of a weird one there to use the medium tyres for that race.
Well, we'll see if that move paid off. So they've come out of the pits. Piper's come back out in 5th. So let's see if he can chase down the rest of the field. Tombo and Footner have come out just behind him. Sorry, I thought they were in front of him.
It's a good battle between Footner and Tombo. Footner having a little bit slightly better exit, but the power of the Mustang is just going to make it pull away from the Mercedes relatively easily.
Yeah, that Mustang is good in a straight line. Where you'll find Footner will be able to make a move will be down through those S's, coming into that tight left-hander. I don't think he's close enough to get a move done at the moment, but that's the place that he could get it done. We just go back through the back of the pack. It just looks like everybody else is sort of spaced fairly evenly. So it looks like the place to be at the moment is with Tombo and Footner. As Footner tucks in behind Tombo. Oh, Tombo suffering just a slight bit of lag there, I think. I don't know if it was him or my screen. But Tombo's Footner's now got the inside line for the corner, and
he's going to make it sick.
Unless he
well
can
done.
get the undercut done, Footner's going to
He's
pull
going to
this
put it
off.
on. He's going to put on the apex. A good bit of defending there from Footner.
The Mustang does have good straight line speed, and Footner did put a wheel off into the dirt. So let's hold your breath. Let's see who's going to give way here. It looks like Tombo's got the line. Footner's going to have to give way.
Ooh.
Oh, and they don't.
Yeah, it's a tricky one with entering the chicane too wide. I personally believe the guy on the outside should yield to the guy on the inside, but some drivers think differently, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a hard corner to try and think which driver should yield to the other one. I do remember
a little bit wide. And he's spun it,
I thought that.
Yeah, he's just clipped the wall. He got a poor exit on that last corner. He did well to save that then.
Another moment from MLPD in the depth chicane again. Oh no! And Speedy come from behind and smacked him.
Unlucky MPR.
Yeah, the full engine, front aero, back aero, front right, front left, and engine. Yeah,
So
I think it's easy to say his race is
There's a
finished.
nice battle for second place or third place developing here between Scooter, Piper and Fine Moves. Piper with fresh tyres. So Scooter's got his hands full trying to defend against the Audi and Fine Moves. And Fine Moves is also on fresh tyres, so I think Fine Moves will be in a stronger position out of these three cars coming into the race, because the BMW, as we know, is going to have less tyre wear than that Audi. As we see Piper make an outside move on the outside of Scooter, and also Fine Moves has taken the advantage of the draft created by
position.
Piper, so
Gonna make it work.
Scooter may need to he's just dropped back and tucked in behind Fine Moves there, so a nice little battle developing here.
Yes, unfortunately for Speedy and MLPD, especially Speedy, he's had a really unlucky race. Getting tangled up with his own teammate Footner, that's a big blow to the Mercedes team. Worse thing, getting tangled up with your own teammate in a race, and then to get caught up on the backside of MLPD in that chicane, it's put a massive blow to his race in race 2. But
Piper's just opened up a gap on Fine Moves there, so he's taken advantage of that clean air, and he's just left Fine Moves in his wake. So Fine Moves was a bit to do here as we see Piper go up onto Deco. So now it's Deco's turn to defend against
undercut
Piper.
from Tombo. Sorry to interrupt. A good bit of drive between them two. Good
So
battle for 7th there.
Piper's all over the back of Deco in second at the moment as he tries to defend, but I think he's going to find that the TT's just got too much straight line speed, and with the fresh tyres, he's just going to have to concede and try to utilise the slipstream. So Piper up into second. Pure Axel with a commanding 5, almost 6 second lead with 2 laps to go. So really it's Pure Axel's race to lose at this point. But Piper does have fresh tyres and he is on a hot lap. And Piper's also put in the fastest lap of the race, which is a 1:45.504. So that is a fantastic race pace. A good 2 seconds up from the other divisions.
Got a good battle between 9th, 8th and 7th. We've got Zuzu in 9th, GT zooming in 8th, and Tombo in 7th. It'd be good to see what happens between those three toward the end of the race. Still about two and a half laps to go. Zooming.
Yeah,
Zuzu right up behind Zuzu there.
It's a nice
2-1
move
move
by
there?
Zuzu,
Ooh.
and he's going to take Tombo as well. That's fantastic driving there by Zuzu.
Or a bit of a touch.
Also,
That's
GT
going to open up the door
Zoomins
for Zoomin, yeah.
capitalised on that
In that
as
moment.
well. That Mustang will be really struggling on tyres at the moment. As Fine moves moves up onto Deco, so we're going to have a nice,
almost collecting the wall on the downhill section.
Going to have a nice battle for third here in the last lap or two, with Fine moves all over the back of the Kit Kat Mercedes, and Scooter is also on the back of Fine moves. So I think we'll just stay with third at the moment and see what unfolds here. So as Fine moves just tucks in behind the Mercedes there through the bus stop. Let's see if he goes for a pass on the inside here.
He's got a good gap. I think they're going to try and go for a preferred exit. Going to try and go for a late, yeah. Oh yes, exactly what I was thinking of. He's going to turn in really late on the apex and get a really nice run on the exit of that corner, and that's worked out really well for him.
Got fantastic exit speed out of that corner and has taken the position from Deco. Now Deco's got the pressure from Scooter, so let's see if he can keep him at bay. But looking at Deco's tyres,
they're not looking too well. Yeah,
he's going to struggle.
It's good to see Footner up in 6th position. He's actually done really well. Kudos to him to make that work. From all the way back from nearly last place to put up in 6th against these guys, the top division of the league. Really nice job by him.
Yeah, he's had an extremely good drive. So we've now got Fine moves, Deco, Scooter, all fighting for third in the last lap. Let's see if Fine moves can keep Deco and Scooter at bay here.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to have a quick look at Panmac's fuel gauge in 10th position. It's a little bit on the low side, if I'm not mistaken.
He may need to do a bit of fuel saving.
And Mantico's not far behind him. The Lexus is a thirsty car. A lot of the cars now in that red zone. The fuel gauge is flashing, begging them to come to the pits.
Yeah, Fine moves in third. His fuel's flashing. Deco's flashing. They're all flashing. So I dare say they've got just enough to scrape through.
I think Panmac is on a different fuel mixture. He is definitely not running the richest setting. That fuel gauge is dropping quickly. Same can be said for Go. He's not far behind Panmac for fuel.
So Fine moves opened up a nice lead on Deco now. Deco looks like he might be able to keep Scooter at bay here. So I'm going to jump to Pure Axle in first.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, give him some
fantastic drive from Pure Axle in that beautifully turned out McLaren. He's had a fantastic drive tonight.
Almost running a bit wide there.
Also Piper and the Audi. Well done. Oh, as we see Scooter all over the back of Deco. Is he going to have enough legs to get past him on the straight here? I think not. Deco's going to have just enough, is he?
It's going to be half a car between them. There's some good straight laws to the line.
Great driving by Deco to keep fourth position. Well done.
Footner in 6th.
As we see Footner in 6th.
Zuzu in 7th. Bringing
the Toyota home in 7th. GT Zoomin in 8th. Tombo.
Oh, Panmac's running out of fuel. I think he is.
And the Mustang in 9th. Well done,
He's running on fumes.
Panmac looks like he's running out of fuel.
He's going to puff out right across the line. Yeah, there you go. He just did us.
In 11th. Yeah. MPR bringing up 12th and Speedy Tyres in 13th. So there we have it. Pure Axle, the winner of the Enduro for the first race, or the second race of round 1. Well done, Pure Axle. Well done, Piper. And Fine Moves takes the third.
I think we'll just quickly go through results again, just to show the viewers whereabouts everyone finished and how far they were behind the driver in front of them and the leader. So if I can manage to rate results. So in first place we've got Pure Axel in the McLaren. Second place Piper in a TT. Third we've got Fun in the BMW. Fourth Deco with the SLS. Scooter in the McLaren for fifth. Footner, well done to him. Pulling back a pretty good result from nearly the back of the pack to put up in sixth with the SLS. Zuzu in seventh with the 86. Zuzu in sixth, in seventh with the 86. Zooming in eighth in the TT. Tombo in ninth with the Mustang. Panmac in 10th with the F-Type. Goat had a pretty unlucky race in the first one and about a pretty thank him instead for the second race to finish in 11th with the RCF. MRPD, unfortunate set of events for him. Finished second last, and same again for Speedy. Just caught up in other people's moments and having his own moments that put him in last position for the race in 13th with the SLS.
Yeah,
last lap
so
went to Piper.
That wraps up Dragon Trails Seaside Round 1 for Wheel-to-Wheel Racing. Again, if you're interested in participating in Wheel-to-Wheel Racing, you can look us up on Facebook at Wheel-to-Wheel Racing League. And all you need to do is just click on the link and away you go. You could be here on our next stream. So that's it, boys. Thank you very much for tonight. And I look forward to seeing you next week in the Group 3s.
As well.
No worries, boys. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
See you in the next round.